today we're going to talk about the top 75 Speedway riders in the 1970s. And we got some good riders here in episode 6. This is the 6th episode. We're going to talk about it. We're going to start out the countdown with number 60. Let's go.
Woo! 3, 2, 1.
Coming in at number 60 is Kenny Longren. Kenny is a Speedway rider back in the 70s at Chula Vista, Otay Mesa, Costa Mesa, and other tracks. He was a good rider. We were all startup riders together about that time. And now he's the track photographer with Steve Evans over there at Paris and Bakersfield. Hopefully at Costa Mesa too. Kenny is just a good guy. He's just one of those guys that's friendly to everybody. Not the serious competitive guy like some of us were. Kenny's just a good human being with that nice smile. Kenny had that nice smile. We always called him John Denver. Coming in at number 59 was the younger brother of Jeff Sexton. That's Rod Sexton. Rod was a good rider, and he was not as good as his brother, but Rod was a good brother, and he was a reserve rider for the 1976 team racing. He did reserve riding. He rode a little D1, D2. Rod Sexton was a good rider.
3, 2, 1.
Number 58 in the countdown is Mike Spider-Man Blue. Mike was a junior rider, and he rode for Sonny Nutter, Sludden Sonny Nutter. And he was a good rider, and he started out being a protege of the handsome Sonny Nutter. Then Mike was racing the 500s after he advanced from the junior speedway program. We raced a lot together. It was the Spider-Man versus the Bumblebee, and you know how that goes. Number 58 in the countdown was Mike Spider-Man Bloom, a very good rider. And number 57 was Bobby Hill. Bobby Hill was a good solid rider also. He rode Costa Mesa, he rode D1 in Costa Mesa, and every once in a while, Bobby would win that handicap main event. Coming in at number 56 was the amazing Stu Wigley. Stu was a good rider. He was a young guy. He was a little older than me. We kind of started out together, but Stu was better. Stu was a good rider. He quickly advanced to D1. He was a D1 rider. He raced all the top riders. And one of Stu's very famous pictures was when he kissed the trophy girl. I think it was that kiss that they stopped doing the trophy girl kisses because it got a little X-rated, right? But Stu went ahead and quit Speedway early. He would have been a fantastic D1 rider, a top tier rider, but he went to school, which was excellent. He went to college, he gained education, and Stu became a lifelong teacher. Woo! Stu is a good guy. When I was racing back in 2012, Stu let me ride his bike. Such a nice guy. Thank you so much, Stu, for that. And he helps Speedway. He does a lot of good for the Speedway world, and we appreciate that. Woo! And next in the countdown, number 55, is the amazing Tom Burba. Tom started out at the bottom like most of us in D2, D3, kept working himself up and up. Then he started racing the big boys in D1. Tom Burba was a good rider. He won main events. He was solid. He was racing really good riders. And Tom Burba was an excellent rider. At number 55, Tom Burba. At number 54 was Louis Kossuth. Louis was a little guy. We called him Louis. Louis was good. He was number 1 on those junior speedway bikes all throughout the 70s. He was a hot rider. He had that fast bike from his dad, Louis. And Louis Kossuth was always number 1 every year on the junior speedway bike. Lewis advanced to the 500s. He became a dominant rider. Number 66, Louis Kossuth. He was a good rider, solid rider. He rode for many years. He was just an excellent rider in the national championships. And sadly, a few years ago, Lewis passed away. Rest in peace, Louis Kossuth. Number 53, we have Bobby Ross. Bobby Ross was a D1 rider. He was a good rider. However, there's a lot of good riders, right, in those days. He was slightly overshadowed by the top stars of the day, but Bobby Ross could win a main event here and there, and Bobby Ross was a very good rider.
2, 1.
Coming in at number 52 was the amazing Ron Stewart. Ron Stewart ran the mini cycles. He's the one who hired Danny Becker. He sponsored Gene Woods and other young speedway riders with the mini bikes while they were racing. Ron Stewart was a pioneer in the early days when speedway started in '69. He was just one of those good guys. We appreciate all that Ron has done and does for speedway. Like I said, he was a Danny Becker best friend. He raised Danny Becker like a son. Ron Stewart is just a really good guy. When I started Speedway, I was hanging out at Cody's shop over there in Garden Grove, next to Ron Stewart's shop. Ron was just a great guy to everybody. Coming in at number 51, we have two riders. They're girl riders, the young girls. They were really good. First we have Pinky, Pam Bennett. The girl with the pink leathers, with the hearts all over the shoulders, that's Pam Bennett. And second, we have the other girl from that era. She was one of the greatest riders of her era. She's considered one of the best United States speed riders ever. And her name is Bobby Hunter. Bobby and Pam had a lot of rides against each other. They were both really good riders. And Bobby went ahead and she was inducted to the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame this past year. And both of those gals were really good. So we want to congratulate and honor Pam Bennett and Bobby Hunter. Coming in at number 50 on the countdown, we have Phil Moon. Now Phil was an early day pioneer of Speedway. He raced in the 69 season, 70, 71. He was a good rider. He was a D1 rider. However, he had like Rick Woods and Mike Bass and all these guys behind him. So it was a little difficult. But you know, I was a little kid in the stands and I was always rooting for him. And once in a while, he would win that main event against all these top dogs. Phil Moon was a very good rider. And then later, after his riding days, he became a referee like his dad, Irwin. And Phil Moon was a good referee. He's a nice person. He's a logical person. And he's just a good human being. That's Phil Moon. Coming in at number 49, best riders in the 70s. He was the poster boy of our cover here on this program, episode 6. And he was a young guy and he was a good rider. And that's Sean Mad Dog McConnell. Sean McConnell, before the Mad Dog, he was a young boy, a mini cycle rider. He was a good rider, and he made the cover of the Sports Illustrated, the magazine that goes to millions of people. It's the cover of our video today too. And Sean Mad Dog McConnell, he had a good start in racing motorcycles. Sean McConnell, as a young speedway rider, junior speed rider, he was sponsored by Lightning Larry Shaw. Sean wore those red leathers with the lightning bolts like Larry had on his shoulders. Larry Shaw was a really good guy, and that's why to this day Sean McConnell wears that red and white to honor Lightning Larry Shaw. Also, Sean is one of the longest racers in speedway history. He's a good rider, a good D1 rider. And he's a Hollywood stuntman in the past. He's been a Speedway promoter. He's given back to Speedway in so many ways. And also, he's the wheelie king of Speedway. That's Sean Mad Dog McConnell. Wasn't that exciting? We're down to 49 now on the top 75 riders. It's an exciting era of the 70s. We're doing this countdown. We're going to count down all the way to number 1. So we appreciate you hanging out with us today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. We got more videos coming. We're going to do that countdown to number 1. We appreciate you, and we're going to see you next time.